Hi, I'm Missy. A couple weeks ago I posted some pictures of some bedroom furniture that I redid. I went to a local resale shop and bought some old furniture, and then I painted it and antiqued it. And I had a lot of questions about how I did it, what technique I used, what paint I used. And so I thought I'd just do a short video showing how I redo furniture. So this is one of the pieces that I did. I painted it, I primed it first, and then I painted it, and then I put the antiquing glaze on it. So the primer that I use is just my personal choice. There's lots of primers out there. This is the one I used. It's a Zinsser. It just says Bullseye 123. It says on the can you don't have to sand before you use it. And I've never sanded any of the furniture that I've done as long as I put this on. The paint that I used, this is a hammered zinc is the color. It's a Sherwin-Williams color, but I had it mixed at Lowe's in this Valspar signature paint. It's an eggshell sheen. That's just what I prefer. The antiquing that I did, I just buy this Valspar glaze. It's just a clear mixing glaze. And then I just get any can of black. This is just a grab and go satin black paint, acrylic paint. I'll talk more about exactly how to mix the antiquing and do that in just a minute. Let me show you what I'm redoing right now for my bathroom. So this is what I'm getting ready to redo. My master bathroom behind me, I've already taken all the cabinet doors and drawer fronts off, and I've already primed everything. So everything that you see white is what I'm gonna paint gray. And I only did one coat of primer on all of this because these cabinets had already been painted. I had painted them white several years ago. So I just went ahead and just did one coat of primer just to be sure that the gray holds up after I paint it. The furniture that I did 3 coats of primer before I started painting the gray. So the primer is gonna dry pretty fast. You can put another coat of primer within probably 30 or 45 minutes, especially if you have a fan on them. But after you put the last coat of primer, you wanna wait several hours to make sure that primer has cured good before you start putting the paint over it. So everything is ready to paint the gray now. Everything has been dry for a while, and I will show you what everything looks like once I get all the gray painted. Okay, so everything has 2 coats of gray. I've let everything set overnight, so it's ready to be antiqued. So now I'm gonna show you my process for antiquing. Okay, so I've already mixed the Valspar glaze with my black paint. And I'm just gonna use a small brush and just kind of work in small sections and just paint usually where there's creases or some type of dimension. And then I like to just use some paper towels. You could use rags, whatever you prefer. And then you're just gonna wanna wet that down, and then you just wipe it off. And you can repeat this process until you get the look that you want. Now, one thing too, it does dry pretty fast, so that's why you want to keep it wet down and kind of keep turning your rag to a clean part to wipe off the parts that you don't want and the parts that don't look natural. So if you have a big streak or something, then you want to just kind of wipe that off until you get it to look like you want it to look. So this is what I was talking about when you want it to look natural. So there's too much of it that doesn't have natural edges. So that's where the water comes in handy, because you can wet it down and just rub it in and get all those edges to look even and natural. And if you have any streaks from your paper towel, just wet that down and make sure that you go in one direction when you're wiping it down, so that you don't have marks going this way and that way. Okay. And then also you want to pay attention to the edge of the door and make sure that you don't have like a big glob of black, because the edges will show. Okay, now you're gonna wanna go ahead and antique all the flat parts of the cabinet that you're doing. So the easiest way to do it, or what I like to do, is just to paint a solid stripe down the flat part, and then just use the squirt bottle and then just rub the middle part out so it's lighter, and then everything else will be darker. And this is a really quick process to do the rest of the cabinets. The doors and the drawer fronts take the longest.